How the first two political parties began. These are the early political parties. This year, you do not have to take notes on these parties, but I would like for you to set up a T-chart, and on one side, please put the name of the man that's going to show up at the marker 1, and on the other side, you will fill in the second man. Please put at least 3 bullet points down for each man, so you'll see that you have several options. Early on in our country's history, there were 2 major political parties. What were they, and what things did they stand for? The first man is Alexander Hamilton. He was the leader of the Federalists. Is that the name of a political party today? Alexander Hamilton and the Federalists favored a strong national government. That means they wanted it. They wanted the government to be strong and powerful. They also wanted the states to have less power. They wanted to put limits on the states' powers. They favored a development of industry on a national scale. They wanted businesses and factories to grow, and they wanted the government to help. They were also in favor of having a national bank. The national bank could print money. It could also regulate how much money each bank, individual bank, had. It could control bank problems between the states. They thought that having one national bank just made sense. All right, that's Alexander Hamilton and the Federalists. Please make sure you have at least 3 bullets completed. You can always go back later and look through the video again if you need to. Alexander Hamilton was really interesting. He grew up in a poor family in the Caribbean. His mother and father were not married, but by good fortune, his intelligence was recognized by friends who paid for him to go to college in New York City. Hamilton graduated 1 year later. He joined a group of patriot soldiers called the Corsicans to fight for the British. As a young captain in the army, he impressed General Washington. Later, Hamilton served as one of Washington's top advisors. He was known for being pushy, arrogant, and tactless. I'll ask you later to look up those words. All right, the second man is named Thomas Jefferson. He was the leader of the Democratic Republicans. He favored a weak national government. He did not want the federal or the national government to have very much power. He wanted it to be weaker. Do you think he liked or disliked the Articles of Confederation? He also supported the power of the states. He wanted less power to go to the national government and more power to go to the states. He thought it would be closer to the people if their state had more power than the national government. He also favored small businesses and farmers, not those big factories that Alexander Hamilton favored. He wanted the small businesses, the small farmers, the local shops to thrive. He didn't feel like government needed to help big industry grow. He also opposed a national bank. He wanted the states to be able to work out their own banking issues. He didn't think we needed the government to run the bank. Which man do you agree with? Who do you think got it right? here's some more on Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson went to the College of William and Mary, lived in Charlottesville at his home called Monticello, and was well known as a thinker, writer, inventor, and politician. Monticello is a beautiful farm where Jefferson worked the land with the help of about 200 slaves per year. He served as President George Washington's secretary, not the kind of secretary that sits in the front office, but a secretary who works to help make important decisions and research and write for the president. He strongly opposed Hamilton. During his own presidency, Jefferson famously ordered the expedition westward by Lewis and Clark. He died the same day as John Adams, his close friend. I want you to think about this question. What is a democracy? We talked about a monarchy, where a king or queen rules. We know that a dictatorship is where that king or queen or ruler rules with tyranny, and they make all the decisions and have all control and power. But what is a democracy? That's what we have. That's what the Constitution gave us. A democracy is a type of government where the people elect the leaders they think will make the best decisions. Think for me. Why will a democracy always have at least 2 political parties? Always, always. Democracies have at least 2 political parties. Why is that? This question will be one that you will answer on a blog post if you have time after taking notes on your T-chart. At this time, I'd like for you to rewind the video and go back to a section where you need to take further notes. When you're finished, you'll go to the blog post, you'll add your thought about this question, and after that, I will ask you to do further research about both Jefferson and Hamilton. I think you'll find it pretty interesting how Hamilton ended his life, what happened to him, his great demise. I think you'll be surprised. Thanks for watching.